Easy. I'll give you match analysis for Canada versus Morocco. Whew. Let's get into this one. Morocco have the ball. I see he wants to play the ball to him, but I would advise putting a bit more height. Or if the ball is going to be played, it will most likely it will most likely go like that. So which means he has to push up there. And mind you, there's someone in front of him, so he's going to have to push it just slightly out. That's a difficult pass. I'd much rather he just passes it to him, and then he probably tries to make that pass because it's a bit difficult. It's very long and then very unnecessary because like you can just pass it to him. I get what he's trying to do, but yeah, probably just execution is what's wrong, but I get the idea. And also certain times you don't so this is Canada's defense. This is their midfield. Oh, sorry, this is their midfield. I'm assuming this is their front attack. I'm more surprised one of these two players don't come in this region here to come and get the ball because this is a lot of open space. Get the ball, turn, or if possible, get the ball and play it back just for the sake of getting how can I say this? There's this thing where you're trying to get into the flow. So by that you make a few passes. Some people would say it's boring, but as long as you're attempting to play it forward, it builds up. It really does. Let me just show that there. Like what I was saying. So it does build up. It helps with getting into the flow. And also that you could probably just pass it to him and then there's also Freeman here. I don't know why he forced that ball otherwise. So the pass doesn't go as well. He reads it very easily. Boom. All right, Canada have the ball here. And one thing about Canada in this first half, they are very attack minded. He should be going with the man. He should be nowhere trying to get here. That's the job for him. You just follow your man. Because here's the thing, right? You him going to get the ball here is very unlikely because the distance he has to cover, and mind you, he can just play the ball to someone, or he can just skip right past him. I would just advise him to follow him, and then he probably would be the perfect one just to drop deep up until a certain point, and he goes to pressure for the ball. As we continue, like I said, and then he stops also. So if you can see here, he rushes out, and then he slows down, and then that just gives this player all the time he needs. So he's in between the two. I do wish you could share. Okay, I understand he's trying to cover, but just come this side a bit. Just come this side a bit, just in case of cases. He plays this. It's a lovely ball, and then now this touch is good. He touches it on his left, then uses the same left foot to flick it. At this point, the best option you have is to pass it to your teammate, and also the run he makes. He's supposed to go away from his attacker. You don't want to be too close. And he does do that, but unfortunately, the attacker takes the shot and he doesn't score. And in that case, he was supposed to pass. If you score, we won't say anything. But if you don't score, you definitely should have passed. And I wouldn't be surprised if his teammate shouted at him. Good save from Bono. He was very good. If he didn't do his job, this could have been a very bad first half for Morocco. But I just like the composure they kept. All right, let's head on to the next chance of the game. Yeah, I don't know. This is like it's a big chance, but it's a chance. Also, Saibari got injured in the first half, so sub had to be made. It's the same thing. Rather than trying to play it simple, on this time it's Canada's and he can just play it to him. And mind you, I'm surprised. I think Jonathan David sees this, is trying to run in this area just to create a passing angle or option, but he also does the same thing as the Moroccan player. He just passes it careless, and also this is a very unlikely pass because yes, I know that there's space, but he's ahead of him. He can see what's going. He can read this, and still he continues to play the pass. It's a really bad pass, if I'm to be honest. And he just pass it to him if possible. Get it back to the goalkeeper. Don't force it. There was no need to force this. Boom, he gets the ball, and then the Moroccan player plays it quickly. And in this case, he did the right thing. He took the shot early. Reason why? You can't really pass it to him. He's close to someone, and there's a chance that he can get it. He is still very far away, and then you have two players that are coming for the ball. So he takes the shot, boom, and that's okay. I might as well get a shot on target. At least how can it's like just try to see the goalkeeper. That's another thing I like to do when I'm playing football. Just take a shot. Just shoot it. If there's a chance, just take it to shoot just for the sake of, getting a feel for the ball, trying to read the goalkeeper's movements, and just for the sake of also motivation. Your first shot, it's on target. I know it's not hard, but that builds up something. Okay, let's just try and make more chances. Okay, next goal of the match. So now this is very. I don't like how Canada is set up because, okay, this guy is distracting you. That's the only reason why he's there. He's also distracting you because there's the player that's on the D. And who are you marking if I'm to ask a question? Yes, okay. And even though he's still too far away, he is too far away. If he was in the better position, it would actually be slightly higher up, so that even in the case it goes there, he can follow the ball. He's too far away. And mind you, one, two, three, four, five, half the team, they're not doing anything there. Take out two, and mind you, he's still unmarked. Take out two, and you can still probably defend well. So I would really want at least two players here because it's a reason for concern. He's unmarked, and trust me, it's so obvious. I mean, this is the best ball to play. But I'm surprised Canada don't read this or just try to put someone in this position here. Yes, I know he's blocking him, but just put someone here. Just that's why I said two, just in case someone else comes to try and block. Otherwise, there's no point of having all the players here if you're not marking anyone. At least spread them out a bit. You don't want, and also you don't want to have too many players here because they do tend to block the goalkeeper sometimes. I know it sounds all right. So what I mean in this context, right? One, two, three, four, five. They're not marking anyone, and they don't even have any. They're not near anyone. So I'd rather have a few players move, and also yeah, and there's a high likely chance of a deflection happening even if the boy should. So boom, Hakimi he plays the ball. Jonathan David he sees what's happening. He moves, but he's too far away. That's why I said I'd want him to be a bit higher up because if he's here the distance he has to cover is little, and he's also in that angle that he can block out the pass. This is just too far away. I don't know why he's here. I really don't know why. So he reads it, but he's just too far away, and you would say he's close. So and look at his starting distance. So if he was just a few yards closer, he gets to that. He's on mark. He can do whatever he wants, and he decides to score. Excellent, well taken goal. Matter of fact, well taken set piece. All right, this is another chance. Now, someone would say this is similar to the chance that Morocco had got, but it's very, very different, right? All right, so ball is played to him, right? Boom. He traps the ball and then he starts moving. Now, someone would say, no, it's similar. No, this is very different from the chance that the Moroccan player had. There's space here. He can play it to his teammate. He's making a run. So, in the best case, you give the ball to him, he moves forward, and then he most likely looks to play it across. This is a bad decision because look at how far he is, and then he's expecting to score. When his teammate is here to help him, he's made the run, he's free, and he doesn't play. That's a bad decision. And yeah, he leads to a corner, but it could have been something much more if he played because that's just too far away. And mind you, the Moroccan player was much, much closer. And also, it did look like he had a bit of space to run into, if I'm to be honest. Who probably would have gotten tackled, but you know what I mean. Should have passed it to his teammate. Anyhow, let's head on to the next goal of the match. Next goal of the match. Let's go to the next goal of the match. All right. This is Morocco. You're on the counter. I don't know what Canada were trying to do, but this is a terrible situation to be in because one, two, three, four versus two. And then what I do like is that he keeps his width. I think that's Brahim Diaz. He makes sure he goes as wide as possible. And the only thing you have to do here, if you're the two defenders, is to keep tracking back. Keep tracking back. Keep tracking back. Boys played. And then now, this is also a good sign because it was a 4 versus 2. And then, man, 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 man. They get back. They get back very quickly. Now here, he is going for the ball. That's good. You should be going to cover the spaces left. And he also does somewhat do a good job. Not really. So now that's the problem. He keeps on moving straight. You should be with the player that's here. Instead, he also goes the same way where his fellow defender is going. And then Brahim, sorry, is it Brahimi? Brahim, sorry, yeah. Brahim flicks it. And then this does frustrate me because In this case, you think as look, I admire him going all the way, tracking back. That's good. If he's going this way, you go that way. I go this way, you go that way. Reason being is so that you cover each other. If he gets beaten, it's okay. You decided to follow your man. What you don't do is follow him, and then you get past you fly right past him, and then you just open up the space for this player here, and then this is a lovely strike. Boom. Wow. And look at the way the crowd is shaking. Look at the way the crowd is shaking. Boom. Wow. 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 Good counter attack, but this could have been done much, much better in terms of defensive wise. It's good that they tracked back. That's very good. They slowed him as much as he could. The only mistake he made was going for the player that was already being covered by his teammate instead of going to cover the player that was unmarked in that case because they're trying to cover for each other. Wow. Anyway, let's head on to the last goal of the match. Last goal, somewhere around here. And again, I think this is just Canada chasing the game. Same thing happens if you're a defender, keep tracking back, keep tracking back. He does the wrong thing. Reason being is that he does well to track back, but now the problem is he starts going this side. You're just asking him to play the ball. You just keep moving straight, and then you just hope that he takes the shot because it's too early to commit here. There's still distance. He should have just maintained the same way he was running. And then if he passes the ball, you run like as quick as you can to get to it. He opens it up. And then this is a lovely first time finish. Wow. 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 Morocco, they are such a good team. They are such a good team. They're going to make another deep run in this World Cup. Incredible. 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 Canada, the first half is where they lost it. They made so many chances, they couldn't convert any. And then Morocco punished them as they should. Great game, great goals. Congratulations to Morocco. For Canada, back to the drawing board. Otherwise, that's been my match analysis. If you want to see more like this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, repost, do all the good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.